Hello, my beautiful Capricorns. Hello, hello. Welcome in. If you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Today is Saturday, April 11th, and we're doing a reading for the current energies going on for the sign of Capricorn. Please remember, this is a collective reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates for you and leave the rest. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you helping my channel to grow with your views, likes, comments. I can't say enough. I have so much gratitude. My channel is still growing, and I couldn't do this without all of you. Okay, so we are going to get into some oracle cards first, and then I'm going to switch the camera view so you can see the tarot portion where I will shuffle the cards, on camera. I just can't shuffle all of the decks on camera because it makes the video way too long and then people don't watch it. All right, anything else I need to say? I don't think so. Using the Earth Power Oracle, because you're an Earth sign, and then the Earth Magic Oracle, and then pulling a card or showing you the card from the Animal Oracle deck. All right, let's get right to it. So the card that came out for you from Earth Power is the Tarkeen. Growth is good, but I acknowledge it can sometimes be painful. I accept my own wild soul. I can be alone and connected. Yeah, Capricorns often like to do things differently. They like to do things their own way, which they believe is the right way. And they also like their solitude. Capricorns sometimes just like to be alone. And this is showing, I don't know what that, maybe it's a Tasmanian devil sitting there on the edge of this little stream and all the golden light beyond. See how that's all sparkly there? So sometimes our alone time can bring us some insights, right? We can get some gems, out of our aloneness. All right, so the key energies here are growth, wildness, secrets, and isolation. The location is Tasmania, Australia. So I would say that, yeah, that probably is a Tasmanian devil on the card. Sorry, I was going to point to it, but then the book closes. The elements are earth and water. So what happens when we put earth and water together? It makes clay that we can mold, right? When we take the mud from the earth, mixing it with water, molding it to what we want. Where do you want to be, my beautiful Capricorns? How do you want to grow? How have you grown, right? Don't forget all the work and time and effort that you've put in to be who you are and to be where you are, okay? Growth is good, but you must acknowledge that it can sometimes be painful. And that isn't anything to be angry about. That's something to embrace, right? Because through the pain, we get the pleasure. Oftentimes. Okay, and then from the Earth Power, you have Winter Solstice Reflection. Winter Solstice Reflection. That is a beautiful card. The birch trees with the snow, it's kind of blue, right? Reflection, solstice. All right. Now, this doesn't mean that you're in it. This is the energy of the winter solstice, which is, for us here, December 21st. Review the past year and ask yourself what the most important lessons you have had to learn are. What have you accomplished and what dreams and visions you want to manifest in the upcoming year? So this kind of ties into that other card because challenges are painful and difficult. Growth is painful and difficult. But what have you done over the last year, Capricorns, that you can be proud of? That you can say, wow, I got through that. I did it, right? Think of that. Reflect on your present life, especially focusing on what you are grateful for. When you have finished, consider what is to come. All the different possibilities and potential that exist before you. Allow your imagination to roam without limitation or ambition and see what shows up. Yeah. So what have you done in the past year? This is April. So, right from, we could look at it as from one Chinese year to the next, one Lunar New Year to the next, right? What have you accomplished? What have you been through? What have you suffered? What have you gained? That's kind of what Spirit is giving me with those two cards. I mean, they're beautiful cards. And we do go through a lot as humans here on Earth School. That's just the way it is for us in these human meat suits, right? Okay, I'm going to pause the camera for a moment so I can turn it toward the cards and we'll see what the tarot message is to go along with this. Okay, beautiful Capricorns, we are using the Forest Tarot because, again, you're an Earth sign, and I like to use the decks that kind of go along with the energy of the sign. Sometimes my guides just tell me to use a specific deck for whatever reason, and there is a reason for it, because the energy of every tarot deck is different, every single one, especially when they have different artwork, right? It gives a different feel. I talked about this when I was using my Celestial deck, which tends to be a much more positive view on every card, even some of those hard cards. And this deck has some of that too. So let's see what comes out for you, my beautiful Capricorns. Please let me know where you're watching from. What's the weather like? Here in Maine, we're finally breaking out of winter and into spring. We have some 60-degree days coming up. So that's good. What is that? Two of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, choices. Choices. Seven of Pentacles and Two of Swords right off the bat. You've got some choices to make, my beautiful Cappies. What's coming up? What's right here? April, April, April energies. Nine of Cups. That's accomplishment, but it's a very emotional card. You've accomplished a lot emotionally. Maybe you've accomplished a lot emotionally in the past year. Maybe you've grown emotionally, right? In the past year, learned a few lessons maybe. Learned from your relationships with, partners or coworkers, friends, etc. Family. Yeah, we all learn emotional lessons from our family, right? That's a no-brainer. That's a given. How we are raised, who our parents are, how we felt growing up, it all plays into who we become. Okay. Five of Wands. Wands are action and passion. Fives are change, so changing something up. It's also a card of practice. They're practicing, which I'll hold the cards up to the camera, as you know, if you've watched me before, when we look at them individually and see and find out what the overall message is after the reflection and your path, your challenges, your lessons, your goals, all of that coming into play here. Springtime is a good time, I think, to set goals. Yeah, we all set goals for the calendar year, but spring really brings us into that feeling of renewed energy, right? The cycle of spring is really important. Getting out in the yard, that's what it is here in Maine. I know I may have watchers where it's the opposite. Another Two of Wands. Some choices coming up, Cappies. What are they? What will you choose? Which way will you go? What energy are you going to focus on? Page of Wands. So ending with some action and passion here. Three Wands. Okay. What are you passionate about, my beautiful Cappies? All right. So the first card is the Seven of Pentacles. And you see how, the light is changing outside, so it's making it a little difficult to... Seven of Pentacles. You see how he's looking down at the Pentacles? This is everything he's created, right? Pentacles are the physical. Your work, your home, your environment, what you've been doing there. Let me see if I can... Sorry, you're going to see that on camera. Just... that might help. Oh, yeah. Okay. So you see that he's looking at those seven things, those things that he's created, those things that he's worked really hard on, and he's trying to figure out, okay, which one am I going to pick up? He has like a staff, and it's kind of resting on this stump here, and he's trying to figure out which one he's going to choose. What of his wisdom, knowledge, which path is he going to take, right? And then you have the Two of Swords. Definitely another choice card, right? Swords are thoughts, words, right? Conversations. Oh, why won't this focus? And he has one sword pointed up and one pointed down. Two choices. Do I go up or down, left or right, north or south? So you got two choice cards right off the bat, my beautiful Cappies. Using your reflection on the past year, right? And also remembering about your growth, what you've accomplished already. And then you have the Nine of Cups. So you have Pentacles, Swords, now Cups. And I think the rest of your cards are Wands. Yes, they are. So he's reflecting on everything that he has accomplished emotionally, because cups are emotion, nurturing. He's sitting there with all 9 cups right in front of him. He's contemplating all of the emotional growth that he's had, all of the emotional, it could be building a family, friendships, coworkers, a business, but it's something emotionally that he has built. 9s are accomplishment, right? So accomplishing a lot over the past year, my beautiful Capricorns. This wasn't starting out to be a reflective message about the past year, but the oracle cards have guided us that way. Okay. 5 of Wands. All right. You see how they're kind of practicing. They're not hurting each other. Gosh, I wish I could get this camera to focus. There we go. That's a little. No, I say that and then it goes right out of focus again. Come on. These cards are gorgeous, but apparently it's just not going to happen. But you see, they're in the forest. Obviously, there's a fire down between. They're all standing around, and they are maybe trying to make their point, right? Wands are action and passion. So you are very passionate, right? 5s are change. So things are going to change up, right? Maybe some of your passions are going to change, Capricorn, based on your reflection, right? Your choices. Maybe you were passionate about this project or thing you were doing, and now you're kind of changing gears, right? Because then here you are at the 2 of Wands, right? 2 of Swords, 2 of Wands, choices. One guy facing forward with a sword up and a sword down, one guy facing backward to us, right? One guy facing us, one guy facing away from us. He's got these 2 wands on equal ground. This guy has one up and one down. So I'm feeling like the choice you have to make is difficult, Capricorns, right? You just are not sure which way to go. Maybe you've been trying things out, right, with that. Then you have the Page of Wands. Something new. This is also a messenger. Tune into your gut. See what you can feel about your choice. What is the thing that you are most passionate about, that you most want to do and pursue, right now? I'm going to get out my mini Gilded Tarot deck. What can you, oh boy, right off the bat, the 2 of Cups. So now the only 2 you don't have is the 2 of Pentacles. Really got some choices. And oftentimes the one that doesn't show up is the one that's blocking it, right? So you've got the 2 of Wands, the 2 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. So the one that isn't here is the 2 of Pentacles. The 2 of Pentacles has a lot of balance energy to it. He's kind of dancing, holding the pentacles in his hands typically. So this 2 of Cups is about partnership, right? The 2 cups are overflowing. It's the balance of the masculine and feminine, and their 2 third eyes are connected. This can be romance, but it's a partnership of some sort, okay? So twos, choices. Then you have, whoops, that was in the next one, sorry. Nostalgia, the 6 of Cups. Emotion coming out here. This is looking back at things and maybe wishing they were the way they used to be, but that doesn't serve you, right? You can have remembrance of things gone by, but you must move on and move ahead. So this is reflection, right? Six of Cups, that winter solstice reflection card, right? Reflecting back on your growth, your choices, your challenges. That's fine. You can have that. Boom. You didn't get the Two of Pentacles, you got the Ace of Pentacles. So there is something new coming in that's going to have to do with the physical. Your job, your business, something new. That stag is marching right into the camera there with that offer, right? Aces are some sort of offer of something new coming in. So Capricorns, you may need to reflect on what you've done over the past year, reflecting on your growth, right? Remembering that you have that choice. The Seven of Pentacles is a choice. The Two of Swords is a choice. The Two of Wands is a choice. The Two of Cups is a choice. Choice, choice, choice. I can't say it enough. That Ace of Pentacles zooming in here at the last moment, being the last card out, it's some sort of choice in your physical life. It could be job, business, home, car, anything that's physical for you. All right. Let's look at your animal oracle. Dolphin, play. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. Yeah, in all that reflection, you're going to have to remember to have joy. Be happy about all the things that have made you who you are today. Jump into whatever this next new thing is with joy, right? That Ace of Pentacles and all those twos, that says it all, right, my beautiful Capricorns? That's what I have for you for April energies right now, as it is April 11th, or whenever you come to this. There is a message, because these messages are timeless. So whenever you come to this message, you'll get something out of it. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.